Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I hope this finds you well. I've been remiss the last few weeks in not thanking our staff, Rabbi Mark, Cantor Ariel, and Dr. Ray on the Clavinova. They show up every week to the empty sanctuary, except for David Youngman, our techie, to bring us the best Shabbat service we can get. We're very fortunate that they do this because I know a lot of other congregations have the rabbi broadcasting from his home and the cantor broadcasting from his or her home, and it's not the same warm feeling that we get from the sanctuary. So thank you to our professional staff for doing this week after week, and especially this week with all the technical things involved. A big thank you to our Brotherhood. This is Brotherhood Shabbat. Brotherhood is a huge contributor to so many things to our temple. In particular this year, the projector and the screen in the sanctuary, which enable us to project some of our services and give us a higher quality of service. Also, I want to say congratulations to Harry Jacobs, who kind of missed out on the Man of the Year dinner this year. He was selected as Man of the Year for our Brotherhood, and everything closed down the week before the dinner. So he has been presented with his plaque, and mazel tov to Harry on the much-deserved honor. Also, Harry and Victoria have sponsored the flowers this week, just because they're nice people. Last week, a survey went out via email to get us feedback from the congregation as to how we feel about reopening the congregation. If you have not already completed this, I urge you to please complete it as soon as possible, as we want to compile the answers next week to be able to present it to the committee and to the board. Thank you all. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom. Stay healthy and stay safe. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Dina, and thank you for being with us this evening. I am grateful to our Brotherhood, Toby Porter, very helpful working with me and putting together our Shabbat service for this evening. I am grateful for, of course, Phil Carey and David Youngman and their technical expertise, especially Phil, who has troubleshot a number of issues that have crept up this very evening, of course. But our Brotherhood is going to be zooming in and helping to lead our worship service this evening. So in a way, we have the opportunity to create a more interactive kind of worship service, at least for those of us who are here on Zoom, and those of you who are watching this on our YouTube channel, you will get to see some faces other than the cantor and myself. Grateful as always to our cantor Ariel and all of her hard work and the music she brings to our worship service, as well our accompanist, Dr. Ray Irwin, who is joined by his groupie, Cecilia's with him this evening. So we actually have an audience with us this evening. Also want to note special Shabbat Shalom greetings from members of our congregation, Mark and Flo Bornstein, Jeff and Wilma Shear, Chris and Dina Jastrock, and Helene Moss. I want to acknowledge and thank in particular Flo and Dina, who are board members, Jeff, who is a past president. Thank you very much for your continued support of Temple Beth Or. And as you heard, our virtual flowers, sponsored by Harry and Victoria Jacobs, for all of the work that Temple Beth Or is doing and continuing to reach out to our community and our congregation and our guests who are able to be with us this evening. We, again, grateful for our Brotherhood's assistance in the worship service this evening. And with that, we turn it over to members of our Brotherhood service once we get everything going here.
Welcome to Brotherhood Shabbat. We've taken great pride and pleasure in preparing this Shabbat service. We've enriched by this process, and we hope you'll find a meaningful service tonight. Brotherhood Shabbat is not only an opportunity for us to give something to our congregation, it's an opportunity for us to explore who we are. Brotherhood affords us the unique form to be who we are, Jewish men. Being a part of Brotherhood has been added much to our lives, allowing us to deepen our commitments to each other, our community, to Judaism, to God. Through the worship, we give voice to this, and tonight we share this voice with you. Thank you to Toby Porter for arranging this service. We really appreciate it. Shabbat Shalom.
We gather tonight with friends and family in our virtual space to welcome Shabbat. And as we do on Shabbat, we step back from the restlessness of our daily occupations, from the frenzied pursuit of success, and take sightings on our course through life. Tonight, we acknowledge our essential interdependence with our fellow human beings. If we are to realize our aspirations of a rational and spiritual life, we must live and work together. We further acknowledge that this principle has meaning only to the extent that we enforce it in our own lives. Concepts of equality, justice, and dignity are sterile unless they are brought to our life in our daily interactions with each other. To ensure the dignity of our lives, we must reach out and demonstrate our concerns by our deeds.
May the rest and quiet of this hour of worship refresh our inner life and renew us with a sense of holiness. Fill our hearts with Shabbat peace and serenity, that we may hear the voice of our innermost soul and be moved to build our lives on the abiding foundations of all that is holy. That is what Shabbat must be for us, not to tear the world apart, not to wrestle with time, but to let warmth and care and light come forth from deep within ourselves. These candles represent our setting aside this holy time. Their light illumines our innermost selves. Their brightness is a reminder of our constant hope. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, Vitzivanu lahalak ner shel Shabbat. Blessed art you, Adonai, our God, source of all being, who calls us to holy deeds through mitzvot, and inspires us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you very much, Neil, for lighting our Shabbat candles this evening. We invite Ted Levoot to lead us in our Shabbat Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Kachachol v'yava uvraton bin chaltanu, zikaron le'manaseh bereshit, ki hu yom techilo l'mikre kodesh, v'echel etzias mitzroyim, ki vanu v'charta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ho'amim, v'shabbat kodecha v'yava ubratzon in kaltanu, baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
Working is another way of praying. You plant in Israel the soul of a tree. You plant in the desert the spirit of gardens. Praying is another way of singing. You plant in the tree the soul of lemons. You plant in the gardens the spirit of roses. Singing is another way of loving. You plant in the lemons the spirit of your son. You plant in the roses the soul of your daughter. Loving is another way of living. You plant in your daughter the spirit of Israel. You plant in your son the soul of the desert.
We continue with the words of our Baruch Hu.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים, בחכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עיתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמורותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
Near the wall of a house painted to look like stone, I saw visions of God. A sleepless night that gives others a headache gave me flowers opening beautifully inside my brain. And he who was lost like a dog will be found like a human being and brought back again home. Love is not the last room. There are others after it, the whole length of the corridor that has no end.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
That's how I may not be as good, no as good as you are, but here goes. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם בלבביך ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך ובשעתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטפלות בין עיניך ובטחתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תשמעו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי וייתן קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
There are times when each of us feels lost or alone, adrift and forsaken, unable to reach those next to us or to be reached by them. There are days and nights when existence seems to lack all purpose. Fear and loneliness enter into the soul. None of us is immune to doubt and fear. None escapes times when all seems dark and senseless. Then, at the ebb tide of the spirit and the soul cries out and reach for companionship.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה יפלה, נורא תהילות עושה יפלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Wrong one, Rabbi.
Sorry, Phil. Oh, wait, there's the other one. Sorry. Excellent.
We constantly parade ourselves through countless activities during our daily lives. In and out, we weave through our numerous tasks. We see no end in sight for the work we must do until the forgetful mind remembers Shabbat. Waiting for that day of rest, grinding out those tedious jobs we feel as if maybe we can't go on until we remember that Shabbat is tonight and now we can rest.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלום לך. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלום לך. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים.
Verse 6, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For 6 days, I've been a warrior. Like David, I went to battle against giants. Like Deborah, I moved from on high to encounter the enemy face to face. Only my battles were waged with other commuters on the road, and with my competitors, with my friends, and even with my family. I led an army of subordinates, and we reported to 4-star bosses. For 6 evenings, I have been a warrior. The battles rage on in my own camp. Only now I found myself fighting bills and chores. I was losing the battle against time. Finally, a truce has been called. Its name is Shabbat, and it has arrived not a moment too soon. The noise of the war of life has dimmed. A calmness is settling in around me, and perhaps I will calm down before the Shabbat is over. God, over this Shabbat, allow me to make peace with my giants and with myself.
They say we're supposed to be in a palace, so we bow and take certain steps as the prescribed supplication drops from our lips. But what do we really know of castles and kings? My kitchen faucet constantly leaks, and the kids' faces usually need cleaning. If a door opened in a real palace, I'd probably forget and carry in a load of groceries. No. The door we stand in front of when the Amida begins is silence. And when we open it and step through, we arrive in our hearts. Mine's not a fancy place. No jewels, no thrones, certainly not fit for a king. But in that small chamber for just a few moments on Sabbath, God and I can roll up our sleeves, put some schnapps on the table, and sit down together and finally talk. That's palace enough for me.
We continue with the words of our tefillah.
Adonai Safatai Tiftach Ufi Agitei Latecha Adonai open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem Lema'an Shemo Be'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid HaTal Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim Unatir Asurim Umekayim Nemunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memid Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'emanata l'hachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kadoshim bechol yom Yehallelu chasela Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el hakadosh.
Okay.
Gotcha. Hold on there. Oh, just one. Oh, okay. Someone got him. I'm all froze up. Go ahead, Chris. You're on.
There is holiness when we strive to be true to the best we know. There is holiness when we are kind to someone that cannot possibly be of service to us. There is holiness when we promote family harmony. And there is holiness when we forget what divides us and remember what unites us. There is holiness when we are willing to be laughed at for what we believe in. And there is holiness when we love, truly, honestly, and unselfishly.
A human being is part of the whole, called by us universe. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings, and something separated from the rest, a kind of optical illusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and our affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle or compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty.
Shalom
Just as we pray for peace for our communities, our families, our country, and indeed the entire world, so too do we want to include our prayers for those whose sense of peace and well-being has been disturbed, even shattered by the challenges that they are facing. I begin our Misha Berach with a prayer for all of our caregivers, all who are working in our healthcare industry to provide support and healing to those who are in need. Misha Berach Avotenu Vimotenu. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless all those who put themselves at risk to care for the sick, our physicians and nurses, orderlies, patient transporters, hospital cleaning staff, security guards, technicians, home health aides, EMTs, and pharmacists, all who navigate the unfolding dangers of the world each day to tend to those they have sworn to help. May they be blessed in their coming home and blessed in their going out. May the sacred work of their hands be blessed, and may they bring strength and healing to those they serve. We include as well those members of our congregation, their family and friends, who are facing challenges to their health and to their well-being. May the knowledge of your presence help ease their fear, sustain them, and give them strength. And may the time come soon when they and when all of us can breathe without fear. I invite you to share aloud the name of a loved one, a friend, a family member who is in need of such prayers for healing. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, Adonai, who helps us bring hope and healing to those who are in need. And let us say, Amen. As always, Cantor, thank you very much. Dr. Irwin, thank you as well. Phil and David, thank you. I think things are going actually pretty well. I'm afraid hope I don't jinx anything, but it's been going rather smoothly this evening for us, bringing together all of these technologies. We come to a special part in our worship service, having an opportunity to acknowledge members of our brotherhood and say thank you to the board from this past year and welcome the board for this coming year. Our congregation has benefited tremendously by our brotherhood, indeed both of our auxiliaries. We had the opportunity to acknowledge our sisterhood last month, and we have the opportunity to acknowledge our brotherhood this month. Where would we be without our brotherhood? Well, we would have a real hard time streaming things to you because our brotherhood made sure that we would have a streaming apparatus and devices available to do that. In addition, our projectors in our sanctuary and in our social hall have been provided by our brotherhood. Our brotherhood has donated computers to our religious school and our Hebrew lab. They and Sisterhood alternate with our opening day breakfast for our students and our teachers and their families for our religious school. And there's the Super Bowl party. Well, you'll hear more about all of those things later. I am truly grateful for all of the hard work of our brotherhood. Our congregation is enriched, gentlemen, by all of your actions, by your generosity, and by all the activities and support that you give our congregation. I'm going to invite up our co-president, David Sain, for some introductory remarks here in just a moment. David, welcome.
Thank you. I want to take a chance to introduce the Brotherhood Board of 2019-2020 to you. Co-President Ted Singer. Our secretary is Larry Polikoff. Treasurer is Art Hess, who's been our treasurer forever. Membership is ex officio member and always welcome in everything we do. My co-president, Ted Singer, is going to make several comments and talk about our year in the rear that's just passed. We're very grateful for everything that's gone on, in spite of the fact that we've had to essentially shut down our services. So if there's something that needs to be done at Temple, just ask a Brotherhood member. Thank you.
Thank you, David and Rabbi. Temple Beth Or's Brotherhood acts not only as a social organization, but also contributes financially and spiritually by supporting the seasonal traditional holidays in the following manner. In July of last year, the Brotherhood, together with family and friends, celebrated the summer by attending the Angels baseball game and having a tailgate party. We had Simcha Shabbat, in which the Brotherhood, with the help of the rabbi, made challah at the temple and later had a dinner whereby we each were able to test the other members' cooking talents. To celebrate Sukkot under the stars, the Brotherhood helped the Sunday school children build a sukkah. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur saw the need for increased security. The Brotherhood worked together with the Temple Security Committee to provide ushers. The beginning of the new year, 2020, was celebrated with the annual Super Bowl party hosted by the Brotherhood, which is open to family and friends. A Tu B'Shvat Seder was held on February 9th. We assisted the children in planting flowers in the courtyard around the tree. We made our famous falafel lunch. March is when the Brotherhood holds its Man of the Year Award dinner, which recognized a member who went the extra mile to support the Brotherhood. Harry Jacobs was the recipient. Due to the virus, the dinner was canceled. We now would like to extend our congratulations to Harry Jacobs. The Brotherhood contributes financially through its Yom HaShoah Candle Project and the Dine Out activities. Money that the Brotherhood collects is donated to the temple for various projects. Recently, the Brotherhood donated money for the Social Hall Beautification Project. In addition, Brotherhood members do repairs as needed, saving the temple a good amount of money. The Brotherhood also honors the B'nai Mitzvahs by presenting them with a Kiddush cup. As part of our recognition and appreciation of the Brotherhood Board, a gift is presented to the outgoing board. Since we cannot
Thank you very much, Ted and David both. I want to go back to our 2019-2020 board members. For some of you, this may bring a little bit of freedom for a little while. For others, it may bring a sense of freedom for even a little bit longer. It is with great honor that I say to our 2019 and 2020 board, Yesher Koach, a job well done. As an organization, Temple Beth Or has had to face incredibly unique challenges this year, and Brotherhood did so as well. As you heard, the Man of the Year dinner had to be canceled this year, and a number of other events that the Brotherhood was planning on doing, including Yom Ha'atzmaut and Arca Barbecue, and all of those other activities likewise had to be canceled for this year. I am grateful for your help, your leadership, and your strength and courage to continue doing the activities that we were able to do during the year. And having done so, again, I say Yesher Koach, a job well done. And so to David Sain and Ted Singer, our co-presidents, to Chris Jastrock, membership and communication, David Youngman, planning and programming, Larry Polikoff, secretary, Toby Porter, temple services, Art Hest, treasurer, Shaul Salisbury, ways and means, and Harry Jacobs, past president, I say to you, you are free and done with Brotherhood Board. Again, some for a while, some for only a brief moment. Thank you for a job well done. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Yesher Koach. With that, we want to acknowledge and invite the Brotherhood Board of 2020 and 21. And so we welcome our new Brotherhood President, Howard Levoot, as membership and communication, David Youngman. Sergio Guzman will be involved with planning and programming. Ted Levoot will be our secretary. Oh, little family dynasty going on there. That's great. Chris Jastrock will be temple services. Art Hess, treasurer. Shaul Salisbury, ways and means, and our past co-presidents, David Sain and Ted Singer. Gentlemen, welcome to the 2020-21 board. I invite our president, Howard Levoot, to share some remarks, after which we will formally install you as the board members. Okay, Howard.
It's when you had the audio with all the inputs when you were checking them out.
All right, Howard, go ahead.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am glad you are all joining Brotherhood on their annual Shabbat services and the installation of officers tonight. It has been 3 months, 20 days since we all have been to temple services, and now we're going through YouTube, live streaming, and Zoom. And of course, with the guidance of individuals of Phil Carey, David Youngman, the rabbi, has made it all possible for a great success. Thank you also, Cantor, Ariel, and Ray Irwin, for your participation and being at the temple.
Stop, Rabbi.
We have all been through a great deal of a journey regarding this pandemic, COVID-19, and each of us are handling it in our own way. Working at our jobs on site or telecommunicating, taking up hobbies of gardening, putting a jigsaw puzzle together, looking up different sites on the computer, having Zoom meetings and parties, and of course, social distancing and staying home. Buying through Amazon, buying the groceries through Instacart, having food delivered. We've been through phase 1 and 2, heading into phase 3. We have skyrocketed of unemployment insurance in the state of California to above 15.5%. We've had riots, rallies, and protests demonstrated in the world. Temple Beth Or Men's Brotherhood started in 1959 and continued until 1997, 39 years of service. There was a 9-year hiatus and started up again in 2007 to the present, which is another 13 years. I want to thank the previous board in guiding us to this term. Congratulations to Harry Jacobs for MRJ Temple Beth Or Brotherhood Man of the Year. I'd like to once again introduce the 2020-21 board members. Rabbi, ex-official member for his guidance. Past presidents David Sain and Ted Singer for their advisoryship. Temple Services, Chris Jassoff. Ways and Means, Saul Salisbury as fundraiser. Program and Planning, new one to the board, Sergio Gutzman Sanchez for his activities. Secretary Ted Levoot keeping the minutes. The treasurer Art Hess keeping the books straight. Membership David Youngman on retention and recruitment, which we ended with 35 members this past year, and we've already started with 16 members on board for July 1st. There will be a letter in the Beacon for July 1st. If you haven't joined yet, please do so and support Brotherhood. With the guidance and assistance, we can make Brotherhood successful because we are a team. And as you can tell tonight, we made it a success. So together, everyone accomplished more. We're all volunteers that greet and reach out to temple members, community, and brothers. We need to listen, concentrate, and make eye contact to brainstorm ideas, suggestions, and comments of others. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Howard. Thank you very much for your words. To our 2020 and 21 board. At one time, it used to be very easy to be a man involved in a temple and a congregation, a synagogue. Back in the day, it was mostly men, indeed perhaps even only men, to the exclusion of the female members of our community. Gratefully, those times have changed. However, it does leave both men and women wondering what is their place within the temple community? What is their larger connection? And so I turn to our Torah with a very similar kind of question. God was searching for someone who would be willing to try to raise people's expectations, to bring people hope, trying to encourage people to be more than just what they were. And God called to Abraham, who said, Hineni, I am here. That word Hineni is a very important and powerful word within our tradition. Hineni means that I am not only here, but I am present. I am focused on the moment. I am aware of the possibilities that rest upon my shoulders, and I am willing to take the next step. As Abraham did so in his journey, as Moses did so in his journey, as our prophets likewise felt God's call and responded, Hineni, I am here. So too are you gentlemen here for our congregation. By volunteering to be on the board of our brotherhood, you have said, Hineni, that you are here, you are present, you are focused on the moment, you are aware of the responsibilities resting on your shoulders, and you are ready to take the next step. And so with Hineni, I say to you that I too am here for you, and our congregation likewise says, Hinenu, we are here for our brotherhood. This is all about living within a smaller village, the village of Temple Beth Or, and each of us do our part in a variety of wonderful and magical ways. Brotherhood members of our 2020 and 21 board, welcome. Welcome to the leadership of Temple Beth Or's Brotherhood. As we say together, Hineni, we are here together to work together to make Brotherhood and Temple Beth Or even better in this coming year. And with that, a blessing worthy of this very moment, acknowledging the power of the present and acknowledging our focus and awareness of being in this very moment, we share the words of our Shehechianu, our prayer of gratitude, thanking God for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to be together with you, the new Brotherhood Board, as you set off on the future of the Temple Beth Or Brotherhood.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu vekilanu vehigiyanu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu vekilanu vehigiyanu lazman
Mazel Tov, board members of our Temple Beth Or Brotherhood. In a moment, I'm going to invite Art Hess to talk a little bit about the Man of the Year. But before that, I want to pay special tribute to our Temple Beth Or Brotherhood past presidents. A slide of names too long for us to read, but names that are familiar to many of our congregation, many of our community. These are men who have since 1959, since Temple Beth Or Brotherhood was constituted and then later reconstituted, have been at the helm of our brotherhood. We are grateful for all of their efforts and energies and what they did with brotherhood and what they did for Temple Beth Or. And now for our Temple Beth Or Man of the Year, I invite Art Hess for some words.
I'd like to start off and introduce you to the Man of the Year, Harry Jacobs. Harry is a Commodore and as a former Director, Public Affairs Decorate, and a former Director of Human Resources of the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. He has been a member of the U.S. Guard Auxiliary since July 1980 and will retire from the Auxiliary in August 2020. After 40 years of service in the Coast Guard Auxiliary, Harry would probably state He is announced at the Brotherhood retreat in Hess Kramer. When his wife Victoria announced her retreat from the Coast Guard, he would say, "I'm getting a divorce." A retired senior management analyst too for the city of Los Angeles and a former California State University administrator, he did his postgraduate work in education administration at the University of Southern California after earning a master's degree in government and Bachelor of Arts degree in social studies from the California State University, Los Angeles. Even though these are impressive, I asked Harry for a list of accomplishments as a member of Temple Beth Or, and I got this. Also very impressive, but I'm not going to read this list. I want to tell you of my personal experience with Harry. The day I met Harry, he was a volunteer as a runway model for the Sisterhood fashion show. Later that year, he was honored by the Sisterhood as Mensch of the Year. There was a time he set up a tour at Herzog Winery in Oxnard. A challenge was getting 60 people to Oxnard from La Mirada. Harry was able to have the city of La Mirada donate and the usage of not one, but 2 buses with drivers for the event. The event consists of wine tasting, a tour, and a gourmet lunch. As for speakers, Harry was able to get Jack Daniel's distributor telling stories about Dean Martin, Jack Daniel's distillery in Nashville, which is a dry city. And we tasted different types of Jack Daniels, from weakest to the strongest blend. Lastly, I want to point out when Harry was president of the Brotherhood, he spent the time to sit down with each board member and present with the Green Book. It holds the bylaws, membership directory, meeting agendas, list of board of members, and a description of your job responsibilities. He wanted to know everyone on the board and made sure they knew what to expect from him. I am proud to present the 22nd Man of the Year, presenting Temple Beth Or, Harry Jacobs.
Thank you, Art, for those very kind remarks. To everyone who is sharing this very special Shabbat with us, I want you to know that this award, with the plaque and the personal recognition, are just symbols. In fact, symbols in a moment of time. They're symbols of all the people in Brotherhood working together as a team to serve Temple Beth Or of La Mirada, to serve our Brotherhood organization, and to serve our Jewish community. It's a moment in time, and it was shared by a lot of people in the Brotherhood, including Phil Carey, Howard Levoot, David Sain, David Youngman, Ted Levoot, Les Bronstein, Phil Carey for a second award, Chris Jastroff, Rabbi Mark Goldfarb, and Art Hess. And I'm personally grateful to Brotherhood for allowing me to share this moment in time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harry, and congratulations to you on becoming the Man of the Year for the wonderful year of 2020. And maybe next year we'll be able to attend the dinner together in some sort of fashion. We continue with our worship service in just a moment.
a young soldier asked that the base chaplain stop by and visit him. The soldier was Catholic and the chaplain was Jewish. The soldier, somewhat anxious and apprehensive, said, "Chaplain, I appreciate your coming to see me, but I want you to understand that I am Catholic, and I hope you won't try to change my religion." With a gentle smile, the rabbi replied, "My son, I don't want to change your religion. I want your religion to change you." When we stand for the Aleinu, let us remember that religious living is not about asking God for what we want, but listening for what God wants from us. To hear God's voice amid the clamor of everyday life, a voice guiding us to the holiness that is in life. This is our challenge, and this is where we take our stand.
And we continue with the words of our adoration, the Aleinu. When my brother suffers, I will comfort him. When my brother prospers, I will rejoice with him. When my brother is lonely, I will seek him out. When my brother seeks solitude, I will respect his right to privacy. When my brother is attacked, I will defend him. When my brother is oppressed, I will relieve him. When my brother is needy, I will gladly give to him. When my brother gives to me, I will accept graciously from him. And when death claims my brother, as death must come to all, I will pray to God, creator of life, and thank God for the fellowship of my brother's days and for the memory of his goodness. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, those who live on in our hearts and our memories and in the place we call Olam Haba, the world to come. We call to mind one for whom we are observing the Shiva period, Roland Berger, husband of Adrian Berger. And Adrian, our hearts go out to you. To his name, we link the names of those whose yard-sites have occurred during this past week. Dr. Harry Diamond, Bruce Lee Shine, David Yellen, Marjorie Lorber, Ann Lieb, Alan Silverman, Henry Bluestone, Albert Abraham Hanan, Al Horowitz, Kitty Goldpaint, Alan Brown, Robert Joseph Fadum, Betty Small, and Bob Lassen. And to those names, we link the names of those for whom we are observing the Kaddish period: Howard Brookfield, Eric Lertzman, Sandra Lertzman, Michael Lertzman. Paula Marcus, Don Kessler, Catherine O. Salisbury, George Sachs, Adrian Henschel, Murray Gimbel, Margaret Hershkowitz, Dr. Gerhard Pascas, Jerry Robinson, Lillian Meiser Delantes, Rebecca Lomelli, Dwayne Craven, Edith Wins, Cynthia Algra, Gloria Delatorre Wyckoff, Agnes Fuchs, Edward Weil, Nat Krotinger, David Post, Adam Marcus, Wilma Davis, Walda Mantell, Tyler Jason Gordon, Celia Atun, Rose Hemleben, Benjamin Lustig, Miriam Spanner, and Victoria Torres. If there's a loved one whom you are remembering, I invite you to share that name aloud at this time. To those that we have named aloud and to those that we keep named in the quiet places of our hearts and memories, we link as well the names and memories of the men and women of our armed forces who have given their lives for our liberties and our freedoms, those who have given their lives for our safety here at home, members of our police, our firefighters, sheriffs, and other first responders, and, of course, the members of the Israeli Defense Forces who give their lives for the hope of peace. Zichronam levracha. May their memories always be for a blessing, as we share together the words of our Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, b'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha berichu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, Vimru, Amen. May all of us who mourn and all of us who are bereaved, may we find through God's presence a source of strength, courage, and hope, above all a source of shalom, of peace. And let us all say, Amen. Before we share our concluding song, what I would like to do here, if yes, somewhat possible, we can do that, and then I am going to spotlight my video. I'd like us to have, oh no, I'm not going to spotlight my video. That just did the wrong thing. So I was trying to bring all of our Brotherhood members into one big screen. I'm able to do that on my screen. Phil, are you able to? Excellent. I wanted to take this opportunity and thank again members of our Brotherhood, all those who have helped with the leading of our worship service. You see them there in their various sundry homes and positions, including some with special guests behind them. Art, when you look at the video, you'll see your dog was trying to fluff up the sheets, and Sophie was trying to find a more comfortable spot to lay down on the bed. But gentlemen, I truly thank you very, very much for helping lead our worship service this evening. I think it was a great opportunity to allow others who are not physically present with us to be able to stream and to be able to participate and to help lead a worship service. And as we continue to understand more of our technology and ways of making this happen, I look forward to doing this again in the future. Phil, thank you very much for doing that. We are going to continue and conclude our worship service with tonight the singing of Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, bringing together two very important words, salam and shalom, peace, in one song.
Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, from Temple Beth Or and Temple Beth Or's Brotherhood. Thank you for joining us for this Shabbat evening worship service. Tomorrow morning at 10:30, we'll have a Torah study, if you would like to join us anyway. Shabbat Shalom, a pleasure to have you all with us. Stay safe.